All right. Good morning. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. Today, we're going to go through a little known chapter in real estate called foreclosure. So, if you know anybody that's been affected by foreclosure, or if you yourself have been affected by foreclosure, if you don't know what to do about it, or have some questions about it, hopefully this will clear things up for you and give you a little more information so you can make the best decision for yourself and your family's home. So, without further ado, we will just jump right into it. Pretty much, if we just at the base of it, foreclosure is what happens when you file paying your home mortgage to the bank. They file a petition and they start doing what's called a foreclosure on your home. Now, foreclosure it takes several months for them to do it, for them to be able to sell it, and you have to move out. But during that time, there is a number of things that you can do as a homeowner to enact your rights as a homeowner to your property. So we're going to go over some of those things here real quick. And just so you know, you do have rights, and you do have quite a bit of rights. So anything the lenders tell you is normally not the correct answer. So hopefully we'll clear some of those things up for you. All right. Now, normally there are a number of things that you can do right away. Say you do fall behind in your payments. The best thing to do is to talk to your bank or somebody that owns your mortgage. They're the number one entity that can help you out with the whole thing. There's a number of things that they can do to help protect your rights and everything like that from your house being foreclosed on. There's a number of programs even throughout your state that can help out, and as well as the federal government. And I'll include all those links down here in the video as well too, so that you guys can have everything all in one spot. The main thing that I guess I should convey upon you guys is to just do something. Don't just sit there and do nothing, and because you're scared or you don't know what you're doing, or you're worried you'll make the wrong decision, or whatever it may be. Just do something, because what you can guarantee is that if you do nothing, then whatever the bank wants to happen to it, or whatever anybody else wants to happen to it, is going to happen, and nothing that you want is going to happen if you do nothing. So the main thing I want to impart is just do something. Reach out, call your lender, call HUD. You should call us if you guys want. We're more happy to help you through the ins and outs of it. Help yourself. By picking up the phone, by reaching out to people, because it's foreclosure is something that affects a lot of people. It's personally affected me quite a bit in my lifetime, and that's why I'm a big advocate on helping out consumers. It affects a lot of people all the way across the board. It doesn't matter. People get sick all the time. People have divorces all the time. People lose businesses all the time. It's a fact of life. So if you're going through a foreclosure, it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. It doesn't mean that you're a worse borrower than somebody else. It just means that there's been something that's happened in your life circumstances that have caused you to be able to not be able to afford your monthly payments temporarily. So, and a lot of people that happens to you. So don't feel like you're the only one, because there's a lot of people out there that this happens to, and most people just aren't willing to, I guess, kind of reach out and say, hey, you have rights to your property, and you don't have to just give it up like everybody thinks so. And a lot of people, they just don't know. And that's the thing that drives me crazy, is because when you're buying a house, you have every single realtor, every single mortgage lender, everybody, they all want to be a part of that transaction because it's the largest transaction that you personally will probably ever do in your lifetime. And it's a lot of money that exchanges hands there. So everybody wants a little piece of the pie. And the thing is, when it comes to foreclosure, there's almost no help for the homeowner, and it's sad because even if you go to your realtor might be able to help you do a short sale, but that benefits them. That really doesn't benefit you. Something that you don't know as a borrower. Once you get what's called your notice of default, or NOD, okay, that means that you haven't made your payments to your bank for about 3 months. Once you get your NOD, okay, notice of default, the banks look at that as the same thing as a foreclosure anyways. So if you get your notice of default and a realtor comes and like, hey, I could short sell your house for you so you don't get a foreclosure on your record, it don't matter. You've already gotten your notice of default. That is looked at the exact same way to creditors as a foreclosure. So you trying to save your house from foreclosure by doing a short sale, that to help your credit out, it won't help your credit out. Your credit's already shot because it's a notice of default. Not already shot, but it makes it that much more difficult to obtain another loan with a notice of default. Anyways, the what I'm, talking about here in this particular video is for people who are wanting to keep their house. And that's kind of where I'm coming at. For people that are wanting to keep their home, and there's different options and stuff like that. But this is more coming from somebody that wants to keep their home. Because the bottom line is, if you do sell your house, and you do sell it really quick and all that stuff, you're still gonna have to find another place to live. It doesn't take away that you still have to find another place to live. And if you have kids, you have to find a place to live for them too, and all that stuff. And so selling a house once you're already in it is something I always highly advise against, because a house is worth a lot of money to a lot of people, and it's an asset. It's not a liability. Even if you see it as a liability because you have to pay the monthly payment on it, it's an asset because it works like a savings account. It grows every single month. And so anyways, just want to let you know there's things that you can do to help. So, and I apologize. My dog is barking in the background. He's content to be a jerk this morning. So we might hear him a little bit. He doesn't like foreclosures either. He was just telling me about it. So, all right. So anyways, here's a few things that you can do to stop a foreclosure sale. Okay. And again, I'm not an attorney. I don't claim to be an attorney, so I'm not giving any legal advice here. I'm giving the advice that I know, that I've experienced from my own personal experiences, being involved in real estate, for over 14 years. So I've been a lender for 14 years for banks like Wells Fargo Home Mortgage and JP Morgan Chase Bank, and independent broker. And so I've been doing it for 14 years now. I have a couple books that I've written on Amazon in real estate, and I've done a lot of loans. I've closed thousands of loans because it's just one of those things where I'm kind of like I like to put all I have into whatever I'm doing. So I kind of overachieve too much, but with it came about a lot of knowledge that I've gained, whether it's good or bad. I just kind of know quite a bit of things about the mortgage industry and home lending and stuff like that. And if I could, help, somebody out to be able to get into a home sooner than they thought they could, or to stay in their house that they have bought already, that's kind of what I want to do. I always say knowledge, what is knowledge if you can't give it away to somebody else, So All right, here we go. So the first thing, like I said, to do is a foreclosure workout. And what that is, a foreclosure workout, what it means is it's you working with your lender, your current lender that you have, to be able to do a loan modification. So that's what they consider a foreclosure workout. Okay. They will modify the loan for you, whether you are, and there's all kinds of different circumstances. It could be whether you're whether you're unemployed, whether you're on welfare, whether you lost your job temporarily, whether you're just on layoffs. There's a number of different scenarios for the reason why you can't pay your house. And it takes into account a number of those different life factors. And it gives you a certain cushion and a certain period of time frame where you don't have to pay your payments, even some of them up to 90 days, where you don't have to have a mortgage payment for 90 days. And then after that, then you return to your new negotiated house payment. So there's that, and that's a great thing. That's one I recommend, first and foremost to everything, because you can get a really good interest rate from that. You can get time off your loan even from that. You can even get the principal reduced, the amount that you owe on the loan reduced. So I always recommend that as your best option for this. So if you can, do everything you can to talk to your lender. Now, there are times where you are denied of anything with your lender, and in those cases, this is what I say. I don't know, call me crazy or whatever, but I have done this enough and often enough to where I have literally seen somebody get denied flat out. Seen it, heard it. They got denied by the bank. Bank said, nope, we can't do it. No way, shape, or form we could do it. There's no way. You need to prepare for your house being sold, sir. You need to prepare for your house being sold, ma'am. Yada, yada, yada. Nothing we can do about this. Whatever caused us not to be able to do this. There is always a different reason. And we'll call back about 10 minutes later, talk to a different customer service rep, and get a completely different answer out of it. So never take what the customer service reps say as gold, because you could call back about 10 minutes later and you'll probably get a different answer from a different customer service rep. So just keep that in mind, because there are some that when I actually went through it when during the housing market downturn of 2007 through 2009. I lost a house during then, and and I just remember it was a terrible time. And I just remember how stupid it was, how you could call up, you literally can talk to somebody and they could say flat out nothing they could do about it. They said, if the president himself came, we couldn't do anything to change this situation right here, sir. They tell you everything in the world, right? Then you call back 10 minutes later, completely different answer. Oh, we could help you out. Sure, no problem. Send us this document, that document. And so it's like, never believe what one person says, because that one person might not have all the information that they think they have. And this industry, especially even the loan refinancing and loan modification industry, it is completely changing all the time too. So you could be denied for a loan modification 1 month, but then eligible for it the next month. So never just take one denial or one person's whatever it may be for saying that you can't get a loan modification. Always take no from what they say with a grain of salt and say, okay, that's no for them right now, and just call them back 10 days later, a month later, whatever it may be, and your circumstances probably could have changed. Okay, so number 2, how to stop a foreclosure is a short sale. Okay, a short sale basically is what you do when you just sell a house to somebody else. You negotiate it with the bank, how much the bank will be willing to take from your sale. The borrowers love these because the borrowers get a house at a really, really discounted rate. And the realtors love it too, because they get to list a house and and they get their commission off of the sale of your house and stuff, and it's great for everybody except for you. Oftentimes you don't get a whole lot out of your house. Sometimes you can, if you just need the money and that's it, bottom line, and you don't care about having your home as a secured asset and everything like that. Then and you just want the money. The short sale is a great thing to do to be able to get really quick money, because right now, especially in this market, it's 2018, I think. Yeah, it's 2018. In this market right now, it's such a seller's market that you could put up, a paper airplane and you'll have 10 people bidding on it. There's there's just so much demand and not a lot of supply right now. So your house will be sold if you want to sell it. You will have borrowers for your house right now, and it's just because of the way the market is. It is crazy, and there's way more demand than there is supply. So, but a short sale is a great thing for you if that's what you're looking for. If that's good for your situation, then that's great. Okay. And again, this is after your lender files your notice of default. Okay. And it's before normally they schedule the auction. So it has to be during that time frame. All right. And number 3, and again, all these discussed with a CPA or an attorney or somebody that's very specific in these types of situations. Again, I'm just a mortgage lender, and so I know what I know from what I know. But there are people that specialize in this stuff that know a lot more than me. And so don't even take what I say at gospel. Look around at different sources. I'm just kind of giving you what I know from what I know. So, anyways, bankruptcy is one thing that will definitely stop a foreclosure on your home. Bankruptcy falls under a federal mandate, and so it supersedes any state, any local government, any county, any city. It supersedes all that stuff because it's a federal regulation. So once you file bankruptcy, everything stops. It stops them from being able to collect on your house. It stops the sale of your house. It stops the foreclosure. It stops everything. And and if you've never been through it, once you get that stop, everybody stops calling, and it's kind of nice, especially if you're being harassed like day after day after day after day by all the automated things and different creditors that are calling you. So bankruptcy, again, it's devastating to your credit, but hey, if you're in a jam, and it's a great financial tool that you can use to be able to not only, save your house, but also to be able to, if you have any other debt they have out there with bankruptcy, you can include all that debt into the bankruptcy. And sometimes, you don't have to pay it back. Nowadays, I've heard that you have to pay everything back in one way, shape, or form. But again, I'm not an attorney, and I don't see those cases every day, so I don't really know. But I do know that it's a good option for a lot of people that are in that situation. Again, it does screw up your credit, but at that point, who cares? If you just want to save your house and get some relief, in your monthly payments, and that's a great option. And so the bank can't foreclose on your property while you are in active foreclosure. Now, there's a number of different types of foreclosures, and I won't even get into this because I don't know exactly myself all the ins and outs of all the different types of foreclosures. But I know in general, people look at Chapter 7 and Chapter 13 in order to be able to try to save their house in this type of circumstance. So that's what I would refer people to take a look at as Chapter 7 and Chapter 13, see which one is best for them. I believe, again, don't take my word for it, but I believe they both have the automatic stay, which means the lender cannot foreclose on your house while you are in active bankruptcy status. So that's a good one to pursue. The next one is what's called a deed in lieu of foreclosure. Okay, a deed in lieu of foreclosure, and basically this is a short sale that we talked about. Okay, so the short sale is kind of like the same as the first one that we talked about, and we went over a couple reasons for that. And so short sale, again, it's great for people if you need it. If you really need it, it's a great solution for you. I just had a good friend that she was going through a divorce with her husband, and she didn't know what to do. She had gotten behind in the house payment. She had she had 4 kids. She got a month behind in the house payment. She's freaking out. She didn't call me and talk to me about it. I found this out afterwards, but she's freaking out, because everybody's calling her, and so she's like, okay, well, we need to sell the house. And then when I found out, I was like, hey, whoa, no, you don't need to sell your house. You have rights to that house. And she was just so scared because she didn't know what to do, and she was scared that she was going to lose the house and not be able to get into another house. And it's like I said, it's too bad that the banks and everybody else don't really tell people all the information that they should know. And in that circumstance, the single mom with 4 kids, she ended up selling that place, but she's in like a worse spot right now because she has to find a place to live now. She has no home, and now she has one income, and so she's just living with her dad still right now, and her kids. And in reality, if somebody would have talked to her and advised her what the options were for her, she could have made a different decision. But again, who knows? If a borrower comes up to you as a realtor and says, hey, I need to get rid of my house ASAP, no ifs, ands, or buts, I'm going through a divorce, and the husband says the same thing, hey, we want to get rid of that house ASAP, and that's something that they want to do on their own, and you're a realtor, and of course list it, and so it's like, you're not there as a realtor to tell people what to do with their lives. You're there to help assist them. But anyways, I just think there should be some more information out there for this topic because a lot of people are affected by it when it happens to people. So let's see here, and the next scenario is, let me see here. Okay, and the next scenario is it's not even on here. Oh, I know about it, but okay. So the next scenario is basically to sue your mortgage holder. Again, this one's, a lot of people are really nervous about this and all this and that, but there's what's called the California Homeowners Bill of Rights in California, and I'll try to pull it up right here. California Bill of Rights, Homeowners Bill of Rights. Bill, there we go. So right here it's pulling up. I don't know if it's just showing my face here or if it's showing my screen too. I'm hoping it's showing everything. But anyways, so that's one of those, if they have the ability to, is they can sue their lender. And what they would be suing them for, again, I would always say get with an attorney on this. You can sue your lender for things like filing. Lenders are not supposed to be able to move forward with the foreclosure process when they're actively negotiating with you a short sale or a loan modification or anything like that. That foreclosure process should be stopped during that. And by that law, the Consumers Bill of Rights in California, at least, it should be stopped at that point when you're talking to them about doing a modification on the house. And if it's not stopped at that point, then you can actually sue your lender, and that's another option to being able to get your bankruptcy stopped. Because once you sue your lender, then everything about that whole transaction kind of stops, and it gets them to take a step back and gets them to say, "Whoa, maybe we should try to work with this customer instead of trying to take their house." But again, to the banks, it's just a line item on another spreadsheet to them, so they could really care less. But anyways, so that's what we had today. That's what I had today for you. Hopefully it helps out. Again, the main thing that I'd like to, just tell people to do is just start something, whether it's, reaching out to HUD, whether it's reaching out to, to us, and I'll leave our information down there, whether it's, reaching out to, your local, Salvation Army, your local church or something like that. Just anywhere where you feel like you can be helped out with something. Just don't think that you are on your own out there, because it can be a pretty bad place, emotionally and financially, of course. When you're in that spot to that it feels like the whole world's against you. You're behind in everything. Your friends, obviously think you're crazy, and you're at that point to where you feel like there's nobody that can help you out. Just know that there is people that can help you out, okay? There's people out there that have been through this before and that genuinely do care about your well-being and want to see you, stay in your home or buy another home type of thing, so, again, it's, I think a home and a house is one of the most cherished things to have. And it's more than just a house, to me. It's a place where I made memories with my kids. It's a place where I, watched my kids, grow up. A place where, long time ago when I was married, it was a place where me and my wife, loved each other. And so a house is more than just a house. It's more than just something that a lot of people look at as just an asset. A house is a home. It's a place to create memories with people that you love. So so if you're in this circumstance where you need some help or some assistance, feel free to reach out to us. Give us a call. I'd be more than happy to help point you in the right direction and show you what we can do to be able to help you out, so you don't lose your house. So thank you guys for being here this morning. Appreciate all the help and the support for our little company. So if you like this, please forward it to other people and tell them to tell their friends and whatnot. And that's the only way we could help more people out, is if we tell other people, because the big banks out there, they're not doing anything to help out. So it's up to us to spread the word. So anyways, thanks a lot. My name is David Moore with Young Professionals Network Incorporated, California business to help out people in real estate in whatever way we can. So hopefully you guys have a great day. Thank you so much.